If you need to watch any guide to become better in Mobile Legends, it's this one. Why do I have the feeling I already said that before? Hello my friends! After we already covered all attack and low tier items, we continue with all magic items today. I would really like to know who is your current favorite magic damage hero and why. Item number 1. Genius Wand. You get 75 magic power and 5% movement speed. The unique attribute gives you plus 10 magic penetration, and the unique passive reduces the magic defense of an enemy by 3 to 7, which lasts for 2 seconds and is kept at 3 stacks. Quick note on that. Unique attributes as well as unique pacifists can't be stacked, so you won't get 20 magic pen if you build this item twice. And penetration means you ignore a certain amount of defense. If a hero has 50 magic defense and you have 10 magic penetration, the enemy hero only has 5 magic defense against your attacks. Theoretically, you can bring down the defense of an enemy to minus 60, which lets you deal even more damage than you usually would. This is one of the best items for mages to buy in the early game. It's affordable and have a strong penetration bonus when it's being used by heroes who deal magic damage multiple times like Harley. You can easily trigger the 3 stacks and you will penetrate through 19 magic defense. Since magic damage has a big impact in the early to mid game, it helps you to burst down almost every squishy hero on the map, because almost nobody buys magic defense items in the early game. Except maybe tough boots, which is still not the best protection. Genius Wand works very well with arcane boots and the mage emblem. You can get plus 10 pen from arcane boots and plus 90.5 pen from the level 60 mage emblem. Combine them together and you get yourself 40 magic penetration. Since you guys love math so much, I'll show you an easy example. Your enemy is Croc and has 20 magic defense. You deal 1000 magic damage in total and you have 40 magic penetration. As I said, negative defense will increase your damage, so you will deal 1200 damage instead of just 1000. This should show you to never underestimate a mage with high magic penetration, especially a hero like Harley or Sylvana, since they can also reduce your magic defense with their passive. Before we continue, make sure to download Lord's Mobile Tower Defense with Aptoid. Lord's Mobile is a mobile 3D real-time strategy MMO with RPG elements. The game features large-scale siege wars, epic RPG-style hero battles against cute lizards like this fella, a kingdom building mode where you can build your own empire, equipment crafting for your heroes, and the list goes on. So download Lord's Mobile Tower Defense right now using my link in the description. Back to the topic. Item number 2. Clock of Destiny. You get plus 60 magic power, plus 615 HP, random number, and plus 600 mana. Its unique passive gives you 25 HP and 4 magic power every 20 seconds, which is capped at 12 stacks. Plus you get 5% extra magic power and 300 mana once you've reached your full stacks. So the total attributes you get are plus 108 magic power, plus 915 HP, plus 900 mana, and plus 5% magic power. This is the go-to item for magic burst heroes to increase their stats, but also because they want to combine it with item number 3, Lightning Junction. You get plus 75 magic power, 300 mana, and plus 10% cooldown reduction. Its unique passive lets you deal 20 to 1000 extra magic damage every 6 seconds. 1 mana means plus 0.3 extra magic damage. This item is designed for burst mages like Kagura, Vale, Eudora or Sicilian. Especially Sicilian, because with him you can easily reach the max amount of damage. Many players build Clock of Destiny first and Lightning Junction afterwards, because with both items together you deal 360 extra magic damage. Plus the default mana your hero has anyway, of course. Item number 4. Fleeting Time. You get plus 70 magic power, plus 350 mana, and plus 15% cooldown reduction. It has a pretty powerful passive. After each successful kill or assist, your ultimate cooldown is reduced by 30%. This item is best equipped by mage and support heroes that has a powerful ultimate with a long cooldown. For example Angela, Diggy, Florin, Atlas, Johnson or Kadita. It is really helpful when your team is snowballing. After each successful gang, you're basically ready to jump into the next one right away, so your enemy don't even get the chance to breathe for a moment. If your team is in a losing situation or worse, getting pressured and forced to stay behind the turret all the time, buying Fleeting Time is only a waste of slot and gold. It's never a good idea to buy this item when you are losing the game, because no assist and kills means no passive effect. Item number 5. Blood Wings. This item gives you a whopping 175 magic power and plus 500 HP. The passive gives you a shield that scales with the magic power you got. And this shield will be regenerated back every 30 seconds after it breaks. This is the second most expensive item in Mobile Legends. It recently gained more popularity after the recent adjustment, since Muton gave it 25 extra magic power to compensate for its price. It works perfectly well with mages that have a high magic scaling like Aurora or Eudora. They need this raw magic power to deal their burst damage to anyone. You just have to make sure to buy magic penetration items, especially Divine Glaive. No matter how high your magic power is, without any penetration you can be countered too easily by magic defensive items. The HP bonus and shield passive helps you to sustain much more damage in the late game as well. If you want more power but still need to sustain some damage, Blood Wings is the perfect item to replace Winter Junction or Immortality. Item number 6. Kilometry Reaper. It gives you plus 70 magic power, plus 100 mana, plus 6 mana regen, and plus 10% cooldown reduction. The passive will grant you extra true damage and movement speed every time you use a basic attack after you use the skill. It has a pretty short cooldown and can be triggered a lot of times in a battle. It's also pretty cheap and a great source of true damage for magic assassins. Remember, no matter how high the enemy's magic defense is, true damage can't be blocked by it. Heroes like Karina, Amon, Gusion, Harith, and Alice benefit greatly from this item. All of them have something in common. They use a basic attack after a skill cast, and their skills have a relatively low cooldown. This low skill cooldowns makes it much easier to trigger the passive more often. You can also chase the running enemies, since it gives you extra movement speed. The amount of true damage is depending on your magic power though. So you should build items that give you more magic power, like Clock of Destiny, Holy Crystal and Blood Wings. Item number 7. Glowing Wand. You get plus 75 magic power, plus 400 HP and plus 5% movement speed. The item's passive got recently revamped. After you hit an enemy with a skill, it burns 1.5% of the enemy's max HP away per second, which lasts for 3 seconds. It also increases the magic damage taken by 2 to 4, which can stack up to 6 stacks. It works really well with DPS mages that can deal continuous damage like 𝐃𝐤𝐬, Valier or Harley, because this effect has no cooldown. Theoretically, you could burn down the enemy for a minute without stopping. Since the burn damage takes the max HP into account, this item is perfect when you play against enemies with high HP, since the damage is obviously higher against those heroes. It can also reduce the damage reduction passive from Radiant Armor, which has been a pain in the ass for any DPS heroes. Item number 8. Ice Queen Wand. You get plus 75 magic power, plus 10% magic lifesteal, plus 150 mana, and plus 7% movement speed. It has a passive that slows the enemy by 50% for 3 seconds after you hit them with a skill. It can be stacked up to 2 times, which means 30% slow in total. This is an item that has one of the most annoying effects in Mobile Legends. You can use it on heroes who already slow down enemies and have short skill cooldowns, like Valier, Eve or Lilia, and basically make the enemy an unmovable target. Valier's first skill already slows the enemy by 30%, and combining both slow effects will result in 60% slow, which means the enemy walks as fast as a sloth. Heroes like 𝐃𝐤𝐬, Xborg, Alice or Clown also works perfectly with Ice Queen Wand. They all deal continuously damage and therefore can't afford a fast escaping enemy. Ice Queen Wand helps them greatly to stop enemies from running away. Item number 9. Concentrated Energy. You get plus 70 magic power and 700 HP, a unique attribute that gives you plus 25 magic lifesteal, and the passive lets you instantly recover 10% of your max HP after you killed an enemy hero. This is a good item for those magic heroes who deal a high amount of damage but need to be near the enemy to actually hit them, and therefore need an item to sustain the incoming damage. Only a few mages like Cyclops or Harith are using it, since it's more an item for fighters and assassins with magic damage. You can pair it with Sylvana or Guinevere, since their magic attack deals basic damage.
What?
Wait, what? No, basic attack deals magic damage, my god. Just slap some minion butt and it will trigger the magic lifesteal to heal you up. It's basically Hearth's Claws and Bloodlust X combined, but for mages. Also note that magic lifesteal is much harder to counter. Dominance Ice is reducing your healing by 50%, but the enemy is not getting any magic defense from it. So you can still slap as hard as before, which means your heal is still pretty high. Item number 10. Holy Crystal! This one is simple. It gives you plus 100 magic power and 21 to 35% extra magic power with its passive. The amount of extra magic power scales with your amount of magic power. So never buy this item as your first or second item. You usually use it to boost your magic power after buying your first 2 core items. And when you don't need to build another counter item like Divine Glaive for example. Now if you ask me which hero should use it, basically any magic damage hero with a magic power build can use it. It's up to you if you want to include a simple magic power boost item or better use item that gives you a special effect. Item number 11. Divine Glaive. You get plus 65 magic power and the unique attribute gives you plus 35% magic penetration. The unique passive gives you 0.1% extra magic penetration for each point of the enemy's magic defense, which is capped at max 20%. If I would be allowed to teach you guys about only one magic item, I would choose this one. Knowing when to build a magic penetration item is the very first basic you need to know about items. Math time! Let's say your magic damage is 1000 and you hit a Kai who has 150 points of magic defense. The damage calculation looks like this. Don't we all love math? Without Divine Glaive, you will deal 444 damage. With Divine Glaive, you would deal 615 damage though, which is an amazing result. You deal 38.5% more damage with just one item. The enemy's Akai will have a pretty bad time getting poked by your skills. Just don't forget that this item is only good against enemies with high magic defense. Let's say you're trying to hit Hana feet with 30 magic defense. Without it, you deal 800 damage. And with it, you deal 866 damage. Not even a 10% increase from the former damage. So if you are facing a lot of squishy enemies with low magic defense, or an enemy tank who is only building physical defensive items, make sure to buy Genius Wand with a fixed magic penetration, or magic power items like Holy Crystal or Blood Wings. If your enemies have both low and high magic defense heroes, just combine both of them and deal massive damage to everyone. LOL! Item number 12. Shadow Twin Blades. You get plus 75 magic power, plus 15% magic lifesteal, and plus 5% movement speed. The passive gives your next basic attack 200, plus 50% magic power extra magic damage. It also slows the target by 60% for 1.5 seconds, but it can only trigger after you didn't deal or take any damage from any enemy hero in the last 5 seconds. It's kinda sad, but not many heroes can benefit from this item. You can use it on 𝐃𝐤𝐬 and 𝐿 together with the enhanced basic attack, and maybe on magic assassins like Karina, 𝐷𝐿 or Harley, but that's basically it. Item number 13. Necklace of Durance. It gives you plus 60 magic power, plus 5% cooldown reduction, and plus 10% magic lifesteal. Its passive reduces the shield and HP regen effect from the enemy you've hit by 50% for 3 seconds. It's used by mages to counter regen-based heroes, especially with strong heal abilities like Estes, Uranus or Esmeralda. Just like Sea Halberd, it has the same main problem compared to Dominance Ice. You need to actually deal damage to the target first before the passive works, while Dominance Ice passive affects all nearby enemy heroes, without the need to attack them. They both even have the same price, and the stats are also kinda bad compared to other magic items with the same price. In short, I think you should give up on this item unless you really have to. For example, when your tank and fighter is stupid and refuses to buy Dominance Ice. Item number 14. Feather of Heaven. You get plus 55 magic power, plus 30% attack speed, and plus 5% cooldown reduction. The passive lets you basic attack deal 50, plus 30% magic power extra magic damage. This is a great item for magic DPS heroes, who uses basic attacks often to deal more damage. It's a must-have item for Zazk, Aemon and Harath, and the fighter mages Guinevere, Sylvana and Julian also benefit from it. You can also use it on mages, who can gladly sacrifice some burst potential to secure objectives like turrets, which is really needed in solo queue hell. I, for example, really like to use it on Harley when I realize the donkeys in my team are never pushing a lane. He gets a huge attack speed bonus when hitting enemies by default, and together with Feather of Heaven he can push away a turret in no time. The faster basic attack also helps to deal more damage to heroes when you use your ult on them. Item number 15. Winter Junction. You get plus 60 magic power, plus 25 physical defense, and plus 400 HP. It has an active skill that frees you for 2 seconds once activated. In this frozen state, you can't move, attack, or use any skill, but you will become immune to all damage and control effects. One of the most important items for mages in the late game. You can avoid a certain death situation from an ambush or the enemy's flanking attempt by using its active skill. For example, you can avoid 𝐷𝐿 or Aemon's burst damage by simply tapping one button. Unlike Wind of Nature, you're immune to every damage and debuff. The downside to it is, you can't do anything while in the frozen state, so it requires precise and accurate control from the user. If you're triggering it too fast, then your enemy will surround you to do nasty things to you. And if you're triggering it too late, well, then you don't need it anymore. You're probably wondering, Winter Junction is considered a magic item. But you see a lot of pro players use it as a replacement for the last item, even though they are not a mage hero. That's because they use it once the immortality broke down. Winter Junction can be used to replace immortality while it's on cooldown. Vice versa, when your Winter Junction skill is on cooldown, sell it for immortality. I recommend that you jungle between the two items, especially in the late game, so you can avoid your own death many times. Item number 16. Enhanced Talisman. It gives you plus 50 magic power, plus 250 HP and 20% cooldown reduction. Its unique passive lets you regenerate 15% of your max mana every 10 seconds and increases the cooldown reduction limit from 40 to 45%. This item is mainly used by heroes who uses a lot of mana or who rely on using their skills as many times as possible, or both. This is basically every support/healer hero main core item. You can spam your skills to poke enemies, or you can spam your heals and make sure your teammates stay healthy. Mages like 𝐿oyi, Cyclops, Jungle, Vexana or Esmeralda also greatly benefit from it, so they can spam around their skills much more often without the need to recall. Less recalls means more farm time means more golden level means you will be ahead of the enemy. Simple, right? Another simple thing is choosing the right hero in the draft pick phase, so you can win many more games by simply picking the right hero. In my draft pick guide I'll show you how you can do that. That works even in solo queue. Trust me. See you over there!